Hello, welcome to Hope Ready. I'm your host, Dr. Ellen. We just keep moving through the semester week by week, bit by bit. And for students out there, you keep moving through the semester with research projects, papers, reasons to use the Wylen Library. I thought it would be a great time to have someone from the library join me. So with me today is Jessica Hroncheck. She's an associate librarian at Wylen Library. Welcome to this episode, Jessica.
Happy to be here.
I just wondered if you could start by talking to us about how the library is functioning in this time of global pandemic.
Sure, I'd be happy to. Generally, the library is here for students in all the same ways that we have always been. We're a place for studying, for getting research done, for meeting up with groups and other students. And I would say the main difference is we're just figuring out together how to continue to meet all of those same needs while keeping everyone safe and healthy and able to stay on campus. And we realized that, while maybe in the classroom, the kind of COVID guidelines are feeling a little bit more established and cut and dry, but then we all get a little bit fuzzier when it comes to other spaces on campus like the library. So you may be wondering, how do I stay within the rules and avoid quarantine no matter where I am? And so just a couple thoughts. Generally, at the core, the rules in the library are exactly the same as they are anywhere else on campus. So if you are inside, you need to be wearing a mask and maintaining at least 6 feet of space as much as possible as you can. If you are in the library and doing that, you're good to go. And I would say sometimes we have to remind students this, so just understand that, we're doing that with the best of intentions. We're just trying to keep the library open and a safe space for everyone.
For sure. Are there any exceptions in the library for what space you can use?
Absolutely. So some of you might be familiar with our single person study rooms. Those are in the basement and on the 3rd and 4th floor of the library generally. We have set those up for individual student use. They're available first come, first serve. And because they have doors that can be closed, that is a space in the library where you can take masks off and get a little bit of a break. Also, we have the cup and saucer right inside the front door of the library. And if you're in the cup and saucer seating area, you can take your masks off while you're eating and drinking things that you get at the cup and saucer.
Awesome. That is so helpful to know. What about if a student or a group of students has group work to do and they want to use the library? What do they do?
Yeah, that's a really good question because like I said earlier, the library is a popular place for group work, and we understand that group work continues. Your professors are still assigning group projects, and we know that it can be kind of challenging to maintain particularly that 6 foot spacing when you're trying to get work done with a group of students. A couple suggestions. We've seen students get creative, and maybe they'll take 2 of those big tables that are side by side and have you sitting spaced out at those 4 tables. That's one way to do it. There are some spaces on the 1st floor of the library that are also well set up for group work. So you might notice some lounge chairs that are set up in groups of 4. You can sit at those, just don't move them around because they're already set to be spaced properly. I don't know if you've seen our mediascapes, but those are kind of nice too. They're on the 1st floor. And what's cool about those is they're set up that you can plug in your laptop or other devices to actually screen share. And that can be really nice because sometimes you have to see what you and the other group members are working on. And that's a way to stay spaced out while also screen sharing. Another space you might be less familiar with is on the 2nd floor of the library. It's in the southwest corner, and it's called the Library Teaching Lab. And that's another space that is set up with tables set for group work and also has the option to screen share.
That's awesome. I want to find a group project and go use some of those spaces. It sounds exciting. Where would a student start if they need help navigating resources in the library? Just don't know where to begin.
Yeah, I love that you asked that question because that is the area of the library that I work in and I'm super passionate about. A couple ways. One is to swing by the research help desk the next time that you're in the building and just start a conversation with one of our great student research assistants. They can answer some basic questions for you, and they can also help you get connected with a librarian for an appointment. And that's something you can do also on your own. If you go to the library homepage, you'll see buttons and links that can take you to ways to connect with a librarian, whether that's via email, or probably our most popular is virtual appointments. We've got a really easy appointment calendar that you can just pick a time that works for you and jump on Google Meet with a librarian, and we're happy to help you at whatever stage of the research process you're at.
That is awesome. Jessica, thank you so much for sharing all of this with us about what's happening at the library. Of course, we all need to keep wearing our masks, keeping our distance, but we can still get the research done, get the papers written, finish those assignments at the library. And that will help us to all stay in person all semester. So thank you so much. And let's all stay hope ready.